How hard was it to convince Aaron the Idol Stevens to let you and Beth Phoenix rub up on him on vignettes and introductions to the ring?
Well, actually, so this is what had happened. So Tommy Dreamer told me when I was on my way to OVW, he said, "You're going to go to OVW. You're only going to be there for a few months because they're going to bring back like a kind of brood kind of group. And it's going to be you, this guy, Kevin Seven, who ended up being Kevin Thorne, and Jimmy Wang Yang are going to be this group of vampires." And so I was like, oh my God, yes, this is like, whoo, this is for me. So, as some of your viewers may or may not know, after WrestleMania, there's always these sweeps of firing people and letting them go because of budgets. So I got there around the time that happened, and they let go of Jimmy Yang and Kevin Seven. So I was like, wait a
Hmm.
minute, like I thought I was supposed to be a vampire. And so they're like, nah. So then that's, I was like, well, what am I gonna do next? And Beth Phoenix actually approached me and she was like, hey, Aaron and I have this gimmick, but we want to change it up. And we're thinking about doing this kind of like on Batman, the Two-Face character where there's like sugar and spice kind of vibes. And like we want you to be like the dark one. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. And we meshed really well right away. Like I got to know them through working with them in that gimmick. And so like looking back, you would think that we were already all like had a friendship before it. But I fit right in with the both of them because they had been working together for a little bit. So we were doing really well with it, fan favorites and everything. And then we actually went on the road in WWE, and it looked like they were going to sign three of us full time on the road. And after we did our whole thing, they were like, well, we see Beth Phoenix as being like a women's like champion, Idol being like in a tag team, and we're not quite sure what we're gonna do with Shelly. And so that kind of broke it all up and everything. But we had a lot of fun. And there's an old saying in the wrestling business, like, what's your WrestleMania moment? Not meaning that like you were at, it's like, what's your big moment in wrestling? And for me, it was with Beth and Aaron. We were in Jamestown, New York. I'm a huge I Love Lucy fan. And so that was big, that's Lucille Ball's birthplace. And Aaron was wrestling Matt Hardy, and it was a house show. And we went out there, and I just remember like I stopped the twist of fate happening, and then the crowd just went like nuts. And then me, Beth, and Aaron were all at the outside of the ring, and everyone, oh God, I'm getting chills. The booze, there was just like it vibrated in our chest. And I just remember Aaron saying, "Do you feel that?" And me and Beth were like, "Yes." He's like, "Okay, let's go." And then we went right back into character being healed. But that was my WrestleMania moment because like the feeling that like we had that audience, and that's what being a wrestler's all about, is pulling those people in so effing much that they feel it's real, and then they are just invested in having all those people in Jamestown, New York booing us and like hating us. It was like the coolest thing in the entire universe.
With he became Damien Sandow later, grew the beard, and then he was the smarter than everybody kind of like update of Dean Douglas character almost. He strikes me as somebody who could turn his hand to like comedy or series, or he could turn his hand to basically anything. And a few people can do that in WWE, and I always feel that the people who can fit any mold end up sort of just being somewhere in the middle because they just fit roles constantly rather than. If you know what I'm trying to say, is that a fair criticism?
I think
He's
so.
basically too good.
I think so, but I also, in my opinion, feel a lot of it has to do with politics and who you're getting in the ear of. And at the time, I mean, I haven't spoken to Aaron in many, many years, but at the time, Aaron wasn't one to be like, to go over here in this writer's ear, or Beth. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're just doing our jobs, and I'm happy to be there and wanting to do a good job. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that has a lot to do with it too, is when people are like you said, they can fit any role. I feel they kind of fit in that category a lot of times of they're like, okay, cool, I can do whatever you need me to do. Let's do it. And then they're not playing the game.
Mm.
It's time to play the game. And it's all about the game and how you play it. And that just wasn't us.